Do you like bringing a deck to the table that turns heads? Something that makes people say, there's no possible way there's enough support for that, or that's not even a real thing? Then do I have a deck for you. Enter Mono White Lands, a spicy deck that the EDH Randomizer bestowed upon me, and I hope is everything you ever wanted. This deck took some finagling, because white doesn't exactly ramp very well, and we all know that all the best white cards are actually brown or gray. But without further ado, here's a budget head-turner of a deck with some good room for upgrades. The deck's around 15 ticks on Magic Online as we record this, and only has a few expensive pieces in paper that you may already have in your collection. The first thing we need to do is get lands out of our deck and onto the battlefield. There's a few ways we can go about this, and Solemn Simulacrum and Core Cartographers will allow us to do this unconditionally. There's a few more creatures you should play, like Knight of the White Orchid and Boreas Charger, and the new and even more conditional Cartographer's Hawk. These three will allow you to get lands if an opponent controls more lands than you do. How are we going to make sure that happens? With cards like Ghirapur Orrery and Oath of Lieges. Oath of Lieges will allow your opponents to search for lands to put onto the battlefield, which will keep them all ahead of you, and Ghirapur Orrery will allow everybody to make additional land drops. This ensures that you can get all of your things out, and is actually going to lead to one of our win conditions. Urborg. Now I know what you're thinking. You can't play Urborg in a mono white deck. That's insane. That's a black card. Well, that's where you're wrong, kiddo. Urborg has no color identity because it has no colored pips on it, which means we can make all the lands on the battlefield into swamps. But why would we want to potentially help our opponents out? Karma. This is where the group hug elements of the deck turn into a bit of a stranglehold. Because our opponents have been getting so many lands out, they're now going to take 1 damage for each of their lands on their upkeep. We're going to do that as well, but we're going to gain a lot of life because this is a white deck, so it breaks Parody quite well. When I say a lot of life, I mean a lot of life. We're playing Rock's Faithmender, Boon Reflection, and Alhammaret's Archive. All these will help in breaking the Karma Urborg Parody even more, and with staples like Soul Attendant, Soul Warden, Daxos, Impassioned Orator, and Suture Priest, every creature is going to start giving us a lot of life. Now for the real loaded gun in the deck. Zeratin Orb and Aetherflux Reservoir. Getting all your lands out, sacrificing them for 2, 4, 8, 16 life each, you can kill your opponents pretty quickly. Need a few more activations to go off? Planar Birth, Second Sunrise, and Faith Reward all say, do it again. Now all these things can be used defensively, but it's spectacular when you sack all your lands and go to 11,000 life and start firing off lasers like you're a tired meme from 2006. So there you go. Sometimes the EDH Randomizer giveth, and I have to say that Mono White Lands is one of my favorite decks I've played to date, just in general. There's a few more secrets this deck has to offer, so check out the deck list down in the description, and hit the VOD on our YouTube channel from when this deck was streamed to see how it works. Until next time, I'm Jeremy with the Neon City PD. Stay safe out there.